The Extreme Sailing Series has a number of partners and people that are going to be feeding into the series from smaller divisions. Martin Sorrell is the Commercial Director of the M32 Sailing Challenge. Martin, welcome to Sydney.
Thank you. Beautiful venue here, huh?
It certainly is. And what is your part here today?
Well, we were invited by the Extreme Sailing Series for them to evaluate our boat and look into it. And for us, it was a good chance to also announce our campaign for the 2015 season. And we're in a quite big venture right now. We're going to head into a couple of new series. Our model is to create regional series, and something that we tried out with some pretty good success in Scandinavia last year. And for the next year, we're opening series in Iberia, which is Spain and Portugal, North America, in the UK, and the European lakes on the Alp lakes. So that's a good start.
So are you the builders or the promoters, or?
Well, we're a little bit of both. We're actually a company producing boats, and in Gothenburg, Sweden, we're setting up a completely new facility for the M32, which is a catamaran, 500 kilos only for a 32-foot boat, all carbon and all autoclave. So it's a really special little piece of boat.
Conventional or foiling?
It's a conventional boat, but it's got banana foils to it, or banana dagger boards. However, we're looking to, or we're in a project together with the University of Chalmers and SSPA to go into tank testing and see if we can find a solution where we could add foils without changing the structure of the boat, so it could work as an add-on package in the future. If that goes well, then we'll definitely be foiling. But the boat is already so fast. It's doing about 30 knots. And if we go foiling with this boat, since it's so extremely light, we might see speeds up to 45-50 knots, and then suddenly it's a safety issue to consider as well. So we're taking this with great consideration, and we're taking the scientific route and then the testing route first before we run into something that's not going to happen.
So how far down the track are you with your plan?
Well, our plan is the technical side is that we have a really good boat that stands for simplicity and has a great quality. It's built by some of the best boat builders in the world, headed by Jörn Marström, Corey Jung, and Killian Bush, who's built the Ericsson boats and the Victory Challenge boats and the ABN AMRO boats. Probably one of the world's absolute premier builders. And right now we're expanding and setting up a new market, and I think that's more exciting due to that it's actually giving a lot of sailors a chance to go into professional sailing, but on a regional level where it's a lot more affordable. The cost of running a campaign is a couple of $100,000, and then you could get into business, and I think that's something that is unique. And we also offer a finance scheme for the boats, for example, so that's also something that's a bit new to sailing, at least. So all in all, it's a good setup where it's a turnkey solution, which is very much like what the Extremes do on a global basis, but what we will provide on a regional basis. And if you look to motorsports, that's nothing new at all. This is how it works. Look into the Touring Car Championship here in Australia, for example. It's a fantastic but a regional series. So that's what we're looking to, and we see that there's a potential for possibly 30 to 40 series around the world.
Are you looking at Australia for a series?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're looking at everywhere where there's a tradition of having great sailing, and I could definitely see Australia merging for maybe 2016 or 2017, depending a bit on the interest. And you need a a number of boats. I would say to get a series going, you'd want at least 5 or 6 teams for the startup year. But the interest is really booming. Just in Scandinavia, where we run the campaign, we can see both existing teams that are involved in the Extreme Sailing Series, or the America's Cup, or in the Volvo, or in the IMOCA, or in the World Match Racing Tour. That's joining and seeing this as a good complement to what they're already doing. But the most fun thing is that we're seeing a lot of new teams joining, and that's actually looking to get into this with professional sailing. So I guess, I think we were up to 29 or 30 teams that has expressed interest just to get on the Scandinavian tour and trying to get sponsorship funded for that. And that's obviously a sign of some healthy business plan for this.
So when will the first regatta start?
Well, the first regatta is actually the winter series in Miami in the beginning of January. But the winter series is more of a startup series for all the teams to prepare, and the actual first real series starts in May, and that's in North America, in San Francisco for the North American series, and we'll see San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Boston, and Newport for that series, and then we will start in Oslo in the Scandinavian series, and then we're going to Oslo, Gothenburg, Copenhagen, Stockholm, and Helsinki for the Scandinavian series.
Well, they're big plans, aren't they? They're all the good venues.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's an ambitious undertaking. I think that it's a numbers game as well. So if you want to succeed, you really want to try and hit as far as you can, and we're pretty confident that we can make this work. And what we're seeing right now is really positive, really strong interest, and we hope to build on that.
Boat numbers? What boat numbers do you have now?
Well, there's boat number 22 is just out of the shed. We'll have boat number 23 will be out before Christmas or before New Year's. Now that the new laminates factory is up, and that we also have a new assembly facility, we'll start to increase those numbers, and we're hoping for 65 boats already for 2015.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to see them in Australia very quickly.
Well, we would love to come here, and we've gotten some really good interest of the boat we've had here. We've looked to some boat owners, but also some young guns that would love to get in on them. So we'll see, maybe more quickly than we thought.